Awesome. Well, welcome to our Shred 10 as we get started to go to round two for many of us. Hey, look, there's a lot of them, that are professionals at this now. They're probably going to share more than what I have. But I'm super excited because I just loved this first one. I truly did. It really kept me so accountable and, really, really excited. But I'm going to hand over to somebody who knows a little bit more around, especially the program, but definitely, first of all, we'll get talking about the product. Jer, can I hand it over to you, mate, and you can kind of share some wisdom with us?
Sure thing, Celine. Hi, guys. Jer Sheen is my name, and Celine, I can't wait to hear your story later on because I know you've had a rough couple of weeks, but you've had a phenomenal response to the program. So I'm just going to talk briefly about what we do and the products behind that. So if you're on this call, someone has cared enough to invite you on because they see a need that we can meet. Okay, and we can meet that in a number of levels. Firstly, I'm going to go through just what Juice Plus is. So someone has mentioned Juice Plus to you. You may have been on it for a long time. I was on it for a while before I did the Shred program, and it accelerated everything for me. So basically what we have is we have the reds and the greens. That's your fruits and vegetables. And we have our berries, okay? And on the back of these, if you look at it, it tells you what's in there, and you've got carrots and cabbage and kale and rice bran, broccoli, beets, tomato, garlic, parsley, spinach, and oats. And these are the kind of things that we need to be getting into our diet on a daily basis, okay? And for anyone that's not Irish, I speak quite quickly when I'm excited, and when I'm on these calls talking about this stuff, I love it. We can get it all translated, okay? We're going to get some dubbing features on here as well. But the Juice Plus products just made sense to me from the start because it's basically, it's juicing on speed, it's fruit and veg, concentrated, packed in a capsule, down the hatch every day, and it just ticks that box. It bridges that nutritional gap that we all have, whether we realize it or not. And for me at the start, I thought, I eat lots of fruit and veg, but when I looked at it, it was the same stuff every day, most days, and then some days there's no fruit and veg. And when I understood the importance of it and how it affects our body at a cellular level, then I really started to open up. And now my diet over the last 5 years has completely changed. I eat a whole lot more raw produce, raw fruit and vegetables, and lean proteins, and the processed food in my house has just gone way, 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 way down. And the same with checking ingredients and everything. So I'm very meticulous about what I eat. Now I do have my little splurges. I have my little Achilles heel, which will be chocolate and bagels, but I try and avoid them as much as possible. But anyway, so with the Juice Plus products, you have your fruit, veg, and berries. It's all organically grown. It's picked, washed, and juiced within about 24 hours. And it's all picked when it's fine ripened. Okay, so that's the real key with it. And we've been working with the same growers for decades. And we stand over the product. We stand over it completely. And to back that up then as well, we have a ton of clinical research on what it does when it gets into your body. So the first ones are on bioavailability, and that's basically you check your blood and it shows up in your blood. So getting into the bloodstream is massive because once it gets into your bloodstream, then it goes to every cell in your body and you're getting those nutrients into you. And I always like to use the car analogy. So we're humans. We are a machine. We are a vehicle. We do move. We need fuel. But unlike a car, which you put fuel into it, it runs. We're actually built from what we consume. So the better you eat, the better your body is going to be reproduced on a monthly basis. And you'll see this a lot. Your blood supply is recycled every about 4 months. Your skin is shed and new skin cells are coming through every month or so. And you'll see that, if you improve your diet this month, you're going to feel better and look better next month. And then there's a massive connection between physical health and mental health. And if we eat better, you're going to feel better, you're going to perform better. So the other thing we have then is this a drink called Complete. And it's a great name for this drink actually because it is a complete meal in a drink. It's all plant-based. It's 100% natural. And it's one I swapped out. I used to use a protein shake years ago, and I basically did a switch for this. And the difference, I'm an asthmatic, so dairy is not my friend. And I used to have a lot of phlegm and a lot of that kind of stuff after taking the drinks I used to use. But with this is a plant-based drink. It's very alkaline. whereas a lot of the whey-based or casein-based can be quite acidic. So if you have any kind of inflammatory issues, then you want to be trying to get your body more alkaline. So that's a brief introduction into the products. But we also have these gummies for kids, and a lot of people would take some sort of a kids multivitamin or something like that. But what we do is we pack the same fruits and veggies that we have in these into a kid's tasty gummy. And we have a great program then called the Children's Health Study, which is a 4-year program with a 1-year commitment where you can get those for free for a child between the ages of 4 and up to university level. So for me, that's what I did with the girls, straight on, bang, oh, we get our Juice Plus, the girls get theirs for free. It's a very economical way to do it for a family. So Celine, I think I've covered the introduction into what the Juice Plus end of things is, because a lot of people don't actually realize what it is and what it does for you over time. And with the Shred 10, you're thinking it's a 10-day program, but it's actually a Kickstarter. It's a reigniter. It's like back to the car. It's taking your car for a service. Get yourself clear. I won't say serviced every month, but it's something that's going to help you. It's going to help you cleanse your body. And when I heard all this cleansing stuff years ago, I was like, yeah, that's a bit kind of airy fairy. The girls like that kind of thing. But for guys, for fellas, it really is important, because you've got to perform optimally on a daily basis. So this is just a super program. I'm going to cut myself off there because I keep rambling on. You're muted there, Celine.
Yeah, no, thanks, Jer. That's awesome. I love your excitement and your enthusiasm always. It's contagious. I'm actually going to ask Sandy to just to share a little bit about the program, kind of the do's and don'ts, because Sandy, you've been doing this now for, is it nearly a year that you've been kind of shredding?
Yeah, I guess off and on. I have been doing the program, working with the program for a year, and not only myself, but several of my customers that have gone through have just had absolutely brilliant results. One in particular, I think he's done the shred more than what I have. He's starting again. He was with us last one that we did, and he's starting again tomorrow, and he just absolutely loves it and what it's done for him, turning his life around, with his health and his weight and stuff like that. So yeah, so the do's and don'ts basically are that you don't have dairy, you cut out coffee, you don't have gluten. I haven't got this written down, it's just coming out of my head.
You're rolling off your tongue.
Yeah, so no dairy, no coffee, no gluten. You eat before 6 o'clock at night, which is something that a lot of people have a lot of problems with. But you can, if you put your mind to it, you can absolutely do it. No alcohol, and is that it?
That's it. No really, yeah. And it's really just our 2 shakes a day, isn't it, really?
Yeah, add the shakes and drink plenty of water and go to bed before, just try and go to bed a bit earlier in the evening. And so it's not that difficult, it's quite simple. You've just got to apply it. That's it.
And I loved one of the things that both you and Jer have actually mentioned in the past, and it's just how each time you've done a shred, you've kind of layered it one on top of the other. So it's, yes, you can be 100% compliant, but we also know too, guys, that at this time of the year, as we head into the Christmas break, there's going to be the different events that are actually on. So rather than falling off the wagon completely and being non-compliant, just be really mindful of that. And then, each time that you do it, you just layer upon it. So for me, over this past one that we've just had, it was an interesting few weeks. And there was a wedding in there, and then there turned out to be actually a funeral when we lost my uncle. And so where I would have normally have been in my own home and be able to kind of do everything, things were thrown up in the air. what I loved about being part of this community, though, was that one of the main things that I had committed to was making sure that I had given away coffee. That was it. And this is the first time. I'm on day 14 now. Whoop, whoop. And I'm feeling so much better because of that. For the most part, except for kind of some of the times when I was away, I was eating before 6 p.m. And again, that was a bit of a reprogramming and that as well. But I could definitely see the difference in that with the energy levels. It was actually quite interesting just in my body, and drinking more water. So, you know, I'm really wanting to layer that on top. Before we went away, my smoothies, I was having them in the morning and in the evening, and that I'd only brought a few shakes with me because I was only supposed to be away for 4 days, and that which turned into the best part of 8 or 9 days. But so what I was just then doing was making sure that I was making some really, really healthy choices and replacing, you know, things like regular bread with gluten-free bread. And I think that we're actually so blessed to live in the world that we currently live in, because between adding in my Juice Plus and making sure that I was having that every day and actually doubling up because it was a bit of a stressful time, and then being able to make the other choices where we have got access now to things that are gluten-free or dairy-free, etc. There's so many different choices, even things like swapping out yogurt for coconut yogurt. I don't know if anybody's tried it, but it's amazing. So it was those things. So I have to say that I'm feeling really, really pleased and proud about like what I was able to achieve, and then be able to build on from there. But somebody else that I am going to just very quickly add, because I'm so proud of her. I'm going to get Shane to share his story in a second. But Miss Shelley, and that I know that you have, all I want you to say is, have you had fun? Because I've loved watching your journey. I'm going to unmute you.
Yes, I've had fun.
No, you should be very proud of yourself. Are you proud of the changes you made in that last one?
Yeah, it was very, very hard because, as you know, I love my coffee. Yes. Because you were doing it, I thought I could do it too. So I gave it a go. I gave in on Sunday when I had to be up at 9 a.m. to do at singing practice, but I had a coffee then. But yeah, I gave up coffee.
You did well.
For 10 days.
No, very proud of you. And there was just those other things. Watching you was inspiring me as well. And I know life is not easy for you at the moment, too. So making these little choices are actually really, really powerful. Good job. Good job. Shane Egan, have a little share. How's it been for you?
Yeah, it's been good. That was our second one because myself and Brooke did it probably about 2 weeks before that last one. And we're doing it again tomorrow. But yeah, it was good. I kind of struggled a little bit in the first one, just getting used to, like, the eating before 6 p.m. was a bit of a change because normally we eat a bit later. But I don't drink coffee, so I didn't have to worry about that. And everything else was pretty well good. The dairy was a little bit different just because I tend to have cheese and stuff. But it wasn't really much of a change for myself and Brooke because we try and always, Brooke likes to cook all healthy stuff, so we try to tend to eat good. But it was certainly a bit of an eye-opener actually making those changes and trying to stick to them, whereas normally we might have, you might have a beer on a Friday night or something like that. And with the weather so hot, it was tempting. But yeah, it was good to be able to stick to that on the first one, and then the second one, it kind of got a little bit easier. And then this one, starting tomorrow, I'm guessing it's going to be the same and just get easier. It's all those different habits, like you say, you start to pick up on them. And I don't know if normally people do them 10 days and then have a couple of days off and then go again. But it almost feels like after this one would almost be just going through the whole next year in the actual 10-day shred, just because we've changed our habits. And I'm guessing, that's almost not the whole point of it, but it's a good thing if you can start to do that where you're almost doing the 10-day shred for the whole year. Pardon me. But yeah, so like I said, I've really enjoyed it. It's been an eye-opener watching other people like yourself, Mum, doing the coffee thing and whatnot, because I've never drank it, so I don't realise. But obviously for a lot of people that's quite a difficult thing to do, and Shelley as well. But like Shelley said, you know, she might have had one, but if you can start to build those habits and change your habits over the 10 days and whatnot, eventually, you know, you won't miss it, and you just replace it with all the other goodness that we eat. Started eating more tomatoes over the last couple of weeks, so that's been a bonus.
Oh my gosh, son.
Yeah. Hey, things are starting to change. Hey,
Beetroot?
yeah, I ate some beetroot the other day, so that was.
Oh my gosh.
Well.
I'll have to tell your father.
Yeah, so it's been good. Even though I've been on the product for 4.5, 5 years, just doing these little bits where we're really focusing on it for 10 days, what you're putting in, those little changes I've started to notice just over the last, month since we did the first one. So even though we have eaten healthy and whatnot for the last 3, 4, 5 years when I've been on the product, it does make a difference when you're actually focusing on what you're putting in. You can't put, gluten and dairy, because then you actually have to think of other ways to fuel yourself, like with, your different salads and stuff. So, but yeah, I've really enjoyed it. So I'm looking forward to starting again tomorrow, running through until we go away, and then we might be on the gas for a month, but I'll come back and get straight back into it, I reckon. So
yeah, absolutely. Good work. Well done. Awesome. We'll keep one another motivated, and Brookie as well while we're away overseas.
He'll be taking us for PT sessions every day. So
good on it.
Right.
Excellent. Well, the thing is that the other thing that actually has been reading, you may have already started to notice it, is the community around. It's actually about supporting one another. And so being part of Shred 10 is being part of a community. And that's what is awesome too. Whether, you're somebody who's just starting it off for the very first time, you might not be on the call club, you might listen to this recording later, and you might be just getting ready to start it. So you will find that there's a community of people that share with you on a daily basis, just some different motivation where we focus on something different every day. So, we really encourage you to kind of come along and be part of it. To wrap us up, I'm going to get Jared just to kind of give us a little bit of more of an overview, because he's done it for so many years now, just a little bit of an overview of, how he sets somebody up for success as they're heading in for that Shred 10 for the first time, maybe.
Yeah. Hey, Celine, how are you doing? Can you hear me?
Yep, Grant. Cool,
yeah. And just to go back on a couple of things there, Shane and yourself went through. So this is actually our 13th focused group shred this year. So we've done one the first 10 days of each month. So this has been a massively successful year. And we said it last year, we were doing little groups here and there, and we said, right, 2017, we're going to do the first 10 days of the month, which started on a Monday. Now we had to jiggle a few around because it was like Easter and bank holidays and stuff like that. And with the States, this is big in Europe and big in the States as well. So we were kind of bouncing around and we were kind of meeting together, and then we were going off. But so this is our 13th focused one this year, and it's been phenomenal. And the November, so we had 2 in November, and then we're straight into this one. So as Shane was saying, this is, the 10 days is brilliant because you're so in the zone. Everyone's doing all their stuff and sharing it all there. And then for the rest of the month, then it's just, keep the good habits going. A little bit is going to slip here and there, but each month then you're going to reinforce that when the next one comes in, it won't be as difficult. Some people just knock coffee on the head in January and they haven't had any since. They might have the odd one here and there, but it's funny once you get through the, and people say coffee isn't addictive. Try going off it if you're a big coffee drinker. And I know you struggled a bit, Celine and a few of the others. But it's something that we do need to have a think about and have a look at every now and then. And the community aspect is massive. So if you're looking at this, have a look at. We've got so many different utilities there for you, and so much support. So we have the private support group. So everyone in this group either has done the shred or is doing the shred. Okay, and that's the whole idea of it. So it's not like me saying, yeah, do this there, and I've never done it myself. It's like Juice Plus. You wouldn't recommend it unless you did it, and that's why we're big into live it, love it, share it. So you do it, you really feel the benefits from it, and you share it because you want to help other people feel the same. You get your shred guide, you get your cookbooks, you get all the website support, all the videos, all that stuff is free as part of the program. All you do is you buy your Juice Plus and you're in. And then your success then is determined by the more compliant you are. So if you go off alcohol, dairy, wheat, caffeine, sugar, and processed foods for the most part, And then what you're doing is you're crowding out your plate. You're eating lots more fruit and vegetables and lean proteins, drinking lots and lots of water, trying to exercise most days. And the exercise you do is the one that works for you. So don't go off and do something crazy because you're going to be in bits for days and weeks after. But just introduce it. Start getting back, connecting with sports you used to love as a kid or whatever, and the people that you used to do those sports with. So it's a great way of connecting with your friends and ex teammates. And if it's something that you've been looking at starting a new sport, get out there and do it. It's a great way to socialize. And then on top of that, then sleep. If you're again, I've always said this to clients. If you get an extra half an hour sleep a night, you have an extra half a night sleep a week. And if you get an extra hour, you have an extra night sleep in a week. So that's a big one for people going forward, because we all struggle. We stay on the phones or laptops or TVs or whatever late at night. Instead of saying, all right, bang, get to bed, get yourself ready, go do your exercise early in the morning. And then prep then is a big one for me with anybody. It's about getting ahead of it. You know roughly what your week is going to look like. Plan your meals in advance. If you do like a little menu for the week, if you've the kids, okay, they're going to need a lunch every day. They're going to need a breakfast. They're going to need a dinner. You're going to be doing the same. And just get ahead of it. And you'll find your shopping bills will come down. You're going to be a lot more focused. A lot of the kind of what I call recreational food isn't in there because it's not really food. It's just stuff. And then when you start eating better, more nutrient dense food, you're going to fill up more. You're not going to be as hungry. You're not going to have those sugar spikes. You're going to be a lot more even throughout the day. And giving up the caffeine is a big one because it tends to be a bit of a roller coaster with people. Just getting it nice and easy. The sharing in the group is absolutely phenomenal, guys. People are putting in exercise, they're putting in some smoothie recipes, lunches, desserts, all that kind of stuff. It's all in there. If you have any questions, you just bang it in and someone's going to get back to you. Like this is a 24/7 operation here because we have people like Barbara's on from Holland and we have all the Irish team are going to be on here. We've the States, we've Australia, New Zealand. We pretty much have the globe covered on this one. So any question you have, bang it into the group. Someone will be able to answer it. And there's no such thing as a stupid question because if it's a question for you, it's someone else is going to need to know the answer as well. So have a look at it, guys. If this is your first rodeo, as the man says, enjoy it and get ahead of it. Prep. It's today's prep day. I saw Celine put up a great post earlier. She's all her stuff done. I've mine. I've chopped and stuffed stuff in the freezer already. We've done the shopping. I was out for a bit more shopping this evening, and it's all ready to rock. Okay, so enjoy it. And Celine, how did you get on?
Look, it was good. It really was. At the end of the day, I dropped a little bit of weight, not as much as what I thought I might have done that first one, but then I do know I wasn't as compliant as what I thought I would be. But I'm actually feeling my energy levels are so much higher, and having it being a very stressful week, I was coping with it an awful lot better, especially with not going for the caffeine or whatever. Day 2 and 3, if anybody else this is their first one and they're about to give up coffee, day 2 and 3, I was not a nice person to be around, just saying. Okay. But by day 4, I was nice again. So, it's actually, Sam, don't shake your head. I'm always nice. So it was worth it. So I'm actually quite determined not to go back on it. I might have the occasional treat one or something, but during these 10 days I'm not going to do it. And my goal is now to start every month with a 10-day shred because just the difference in how being able to show up in life, I think it's a great way for us to be able to go. So I'm just going to encourage everybody to do the same. And if you are brand new and you're just somebody share this video with you, or you're on here for the very first time, and that welcome to the community. Honestly, it's very much a community of support and encouragement, like Jer said, rather than anybody ever feeling judged. If you fall off the wagon, you get back on the next day. I think that's the beautiful thing about it. And we are here to encourage and support one another. And that's the other thing. This is a lifestyle change. This is not a diet. Okay? It's a lifestyle change for the rest of our lives, so that we can be strong and healthy and kind of, keep on going. I just spent this last week with my aunt, who's 88, rocking and rolling. And you know, it's exciting when you see somebody like that who's still vibrant. I want to be like that, you know, absolutely still showing up and doing life full out. So, which is really cool. So well done all, and yeah, come and join us.